I would like to know, what is your original sin?
I guess the boldest, riskiest thing.
Welcome to Original Sin, the unapologetic podcast by Glowreel, where brilliant women say the things the old boys club wishes we wouldn't. I'm your host, Shilpa, and I chat with some of Australia's most influential women to dig into the truths, taboos, and untold stories that redefine power, leadership, and womanhood. Before we get into it, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Tread Softly. Season 1 of Original Sin is brought to you by Tread Softly, who are a naturally lighter in alcohol and certified sustainable wine brand. Tread Softly also has an award-winning non-alcoholic range, which is my personal favourite and my go-to for social events. This year, Tread Softly launched the Next Generation Female Winemaker program to support a rising star in the industry and continue to advocate for all types of social responsibility, which we love to see. Head to treadsoftly.com to learn more and to check out the beautiful range of Tread Softly wines. Rachel, welcome to Original Sin.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here.
I'm so glad. I was thinking about it today. This is our first time meeting in person, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah. We first met in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
You had just launched Blume.
Mm-hmm.
I had just moved to London.
Mm-hmm.
And, you reached out, we connected on Zoom or whatever, like Google Meets, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I just remember being so energized and excited to have met you. I was like a fellow brown girl, also from New Zealand, who also moved to Australia. And she's out here doing this really cool thing and starting this really amazing prebiotic soda brand. And I was like a little bit jealous that I couldn't try it on the other side of the world.
No, but now look at you. We're in a podcasting studio.
I know.
For
And
Glowreel.
I drink Blume all the time. Like anyone who comes to Harris Farm with me, and I go to Harris Farm a lot because I love it. I'm always like, Blume, and always have to stock up.
Oh,
it's
perfect.
like actually my favorite.
Oh, that's
soda.
so great to hear.
So I hope you're proud of everything you've achieved in the past few years. And so, obviously, like we're going to chat today all about Blume and your founder journey. I think I'm blown away. Like only kind of recently realized that you did this without having any connections in the industry. And so really keen to hear more about like how you got in. But first, keen to hear a bit more about you. And can you tell me something that's not like usually in your founder bio?
So I've been fired before.
What?
And that's how I ended up in the US.
Okay.
Blume was actually born out of a desire to create a beverage that was low in calorie, low in sugar, and high in plant fiber to nourish your gut microbiome.
Mm-hmm.
How I was inspired by that was the fact that I used to live in the US.
Yeah.
And the way I ended up in the US was after getting fired in New Zealand. Well, I didn't pass my probationary period because they thought
industry or job was it?
It was in Insights, which is like you run focus groups and whatnot.
Oh,
and
interesting.
yeah, so they didn't have an issue with the quality of my work, but they thought that I was not extroverted enough to be in a people-focused industry, which potentially was true at the time, but it ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I ended up booking a ticket to the US with no job or anything lined up. And that's not something I would have ever done if I had a safe 9 to 5. And Blume would have never happened because I wouldn't have been so gutsy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had the the whole stuff it mentality because I was raised to be very safe.
Yep.
I went to uni for commerce and law and I went and got a corporate job and everything was all safe. And then it was only just getting a shock that I was like, oh, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. And that's why I'm here. And
wow,
that's how I had the idea for Blume because I used to always drink Olipop, which is a high fiber soda in the US. Because my visa ran out in the US. So I was like, I can't move back to New Zealand because it's too small for me now. So Australia was like that great middle ground. And I moved to Australia and I was like, oh, but there's still nothing here that is like what I used to drink all the time. And the reason I even started drinking Olipop in the first instance was because I ended up getting fibromyalgia, and my dietitian had emphasized the role of the gut microbiome. That's how I found out about that. Again, through like, this thing that
like a
that
chance
I was
moment.
like, a chance. And also like this is terrible finding this out, but also
Can you explain what fibromyalgia is?
Yeah, so it is it has multiple symptoms. It affects your immune system, nerve pain, brain fog. It's basically like a disorder that affects your whole body, and also has one of the things that can affect it is your gut as well. I realized that fibromyalgia wasn't the only thing that could be impacted by the gut. Even regular, normal people are affected by the gut. And that's why my dietitian emphasized the role of the gut. It was very emerging back then. And it's still emerging. There's still so much we don't know about the way our bodies react.
I feel like there seems to be more coming out now, which is good because the more we learn, the more we know, and it's perfect for the sales for Blume.
Exactly. Plant fiber and plant diversity is super important. So I started drinking Olipop because I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to drink Coke anymore with all of the sugar and artificial ingredients. I'm not going to drink all of these other things that I would drink. Like, I was 24 and just, doing whatever I wanted and to my body, like
as everyone in their 20s does. Totally fair.
But I started drinking. That's how I discovered Olipop. Because it was a way to get more plant fiber and plant diversity into my diet, including, whole food, eating more whole foods. But, I'm not really the type of person that like wakes up at 5 a.m. and drinks
a cold plunge and journal.
And drinks a kale smoothie. I have so much respect for those people, but it's just not going to happen with me anytime soon.
You're more of a night owl?
Pardon?
You're more of a night owl?
Definitely.
Because you've definitely sent me emails really late at night and I'm like, what is she doing working?
Oh my God. I try to schedule them to be like in the morning, but there are some that slip.
I've definitely received like a 1 a.m. email from you and I've been like, what? Why is she awake?
No, you're not the first person who's been like, why are you up at that time? And I'm like, oh, I forgot to schedule that for the morning.
Everyone has their own schedules. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got fired.
Yeah.
Which is I guess a fun fact about you. That triggered you being like, that's it. Like, I'm just going to go do something that I would never do. So you moved to the States.
Yeah.
You have the fibromyalgia diagnosis. You start drinking Olipop. What was the moment that you went, I'm going to start my own?
Well, when I moved to Sydney in 2021, my visa had ran out, and I went to the beverage aisle to find my Olipop. And I couldn't find anything. Like the food and beverage industry in Australia is years behind the US. And I realized that I could start my own high fiber, plant diverse brand. Like this wasn't like let me see what's doing well overseas so then I could start my own thing here that maybe some people, it's more like no, this is what's missing from my life.
Yeah.
And I need it back. So, yeah, I wanted more fruit-forward flavors. So, mango and raspberry lime were my first ones. And, yeah, I honestly had no idea what I was doing at the start of it.
Yeah.
But I ended up meeting people along the way that could help guide me, and labs that could help me formulate it, and also consulting dietitians and like what is the best blend of fibers to use, like how do you keep everything shelf stable, like where do you kind of get suppliers to take a chance on you to supply you. So yeah, that was all a learning curve.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
Because, like if as a consumer, you just go to your local shop and you go, great, like look at the cute packaging, let me read about it, and then sounds good, I'm going to buy it. But you don't necessarily realize how much work goes into the thing that's in the can or the bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
So you had the idea. Did you start like experimenting on your own to be like, here's what I think I want to create, or did you immediately just reach out to manufacturers? Like what was the process?
So I did start tinkering a little bit in my own kitchen with different juices from like Woolies.
Yeah.
And then I went to a manufacturer to help me scale it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, it's not as easy as just putting stuff into a can. So yeah, I needed their expertise, the expertise of labs. And now I have much more expertise when it comes to sales, but back then I didn't.
Yeah.
So it just started with me just walking to my local healthy food store, Maloney's in Surrey Hills, and being like, hey, like this is what I'm trying to do. Will you buy it?
Yeah.
And they said yes. Little did I know that that's actually not how things are supposed to work. But they just said yes.
Great.
So yeah, and from there it just kind of like grew through word of mouth. My local cafe.
Yeah.
It was stocked at my local cafe. There wasn't like a huge marketing budget. I didn't have any distributors. And then a year later, Harris Farm came to my stall at a trade show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Harris Farm came to you.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling myself.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so you said, when you went to Maloney's and kind of said, hey, here's my beautiful product, will you stock it? And they said yes, that's not really the way things are supposed to work.
Yeah.
Like I want to hear more about that, and especially as someone who didn't have that background in the food and beverage industry. I suppose it was just fortunate. You went into Maloney's and they're like, yeah, we'll do this. Like we're a small local grocer.
Yeah.
I have a Maloney's actually in my local area too, in Roselle.
Oh, okay.
My favourite other spots outside of Harris Farm. So I have heard, and you can probably share a lot more about this than I would know, but I have heard that the food and beverage kind of community can be quite cliquey, kind of like Mean Girls vibes before they have their like revolutionary moment at the end of the film where they're like, oh, the world is better if we're nice to each other. So, I've heard that's food and beverage industry is like actual Mean Girls vibes. And
very much.
Yeah. Okay. So like what was that experience like? How did you, have you kind of found a way into that industry now that you're like well established, or are you still finding your way, and how have you navigated that?
when you're a female founder, you are underestimated.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a blessing because a lot of the people that you tend to attract want to root for the underdog.
Yep.
So I was fine when I was on the come up. I had a competitor over the weekend. Now that I'm in Woolies, I had a competitor over the weekend accuse me of copying them.
Whoa.
Publicly.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll just comment on my LinkedIn, and
oh, that's awful.
Yeah, just all sorts of it's kind of it's so pathetic. I didn't even respond to it, but it's very, and then the comments are just obviously their friends just posting ridiculous stuff that, I don't want to, even get into, but it's kind of like being underestimated as a female founder has its perks,
mm-hmm.
but then once you kind of make it, it's I haven't made it, but once you make it into the majors is what I meant, you have to be more resilient of any attacks that
mm-hmm.
come from being perceived as a threat.
Yeah.
So that's a flip side of being taken seriously, is that you're now a threat.
How do you navigate that?
I guess you just have to. Have you heard of Mel Robbins?
Yes.
Yes.
The let them theory?
Yes, the let them theory. So before Mel Robbins' let them theory really started going viral, it was my dad that was I'd be the only brown kid in Dunedin, and there'd be a minority of people who would just, not be super inviting or accepting of someone who was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be coming home to him being this and this happened and I don't fit in. And he would be let them say those things to you and you focus on what you can control.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let what they say get to you because you know what they're like. Do you even want to be liked by those people? Now the Mel Robbins let them theory is going viral, and at a moment where I'm I'm still you still tend to forget these lessons that your parents taught you.
Yeah.
And then now it's great because they go viral when you're doing your doom scrolling, but you get but every so often you'll get something really inspiring, and then I'll get Mel Robbins show up. So so it's just you have to just let them.
Yep.
Responding to it would be letting them get to me because I can never control what other people say and what they think. But I can choose to focus on my customers
mm-hmm.
and the people who are rooting for me and the people who've rooted for me since day one.
Yeah. I like that. I also love that your dad was the OG Mel Robbins.
Yeah. I think, you probably had to come up with those insights yourself before the age of Instagram Reels.
Yeah. Exactly. So, when we last caught up, you mentioned that you're the only woman of colour founded beverage in Australia.
Yeah.
And the only solo female founded beverage in Woolies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I imagine that comes with a range of emotions, and I'm curious as to how that makes you feel. Do you feel pride? Do you feel pressure? Do you feel both? What are the feelings that come with that?
I feel both pride and pressure. So pride that, I can, create some representation
mm-hmm.
out there, and pressure because being an outsider, you don't have the same connections, whether it's in the industry or with investors. So this is very much a business that's had to succeed based on its own merits, not its connections. And I don't have a big marketing budget either because I don't have investors. I think, again, that's one of those things that creates a lot of pressure because it's like, well, I need to sell enough cans, but also out of that pressure, it's like, well, I'm not going to just, I don't have endless amounts of cash to throw at anything. Like I have to actually go in a direction that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's it's just how you choose to view it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess, you know, it's that whole, like, it is really cool to have someone in this space and to be the first and then hopefully not like the last, you know, like hopefully more people seeing your story and hearing your story, more young girls, especially girls from like diverse cultural backgrounds would be like, oh, cool, like I can be an entrepreneur too, and oh, like I could go into this industry and break down the Mean Girls clique and make it.
Yes, I would definitely, any female founder who's listening to this and wants to reach out, feel free to. Even if you're not a female founder, even if you're just male founder or whatever, you can feel free to reach out to me. And I promise to not shit talk you on LinkedIn over the weekend.
It's a valid promise. I like that. And so you talked about like really focusing on your community and the people who support you, which I think there's a lot of power and value in that, right? And just cutting out the noise and, as you said, like really focusing on what you can do and highlighting some of the benefits of your business and when you started and all of those things that no one can really take away from you, right? Like it's out there for the world to see. Today's episode of Original Sin is proudly sponsored by Blume, the female-founded prebiotic soda that was built on the belief that better gut health should actually taste good. And it does. Blume comes in 3 delicious flavours: lemon yuzu ginger, mango, and raspberry lime. Now don't ask me to pick a favourite because they're all too good. Each can of Blume is packed with plant-based prebiotics to support digestion, balance your microbiome, and boost your overall well-being without the sugar crash. So yes, you can have your soda moment and feel good about it too. Check out drinkblume.com.au for more. I'm curious to know 2 things around the people who have supported you and like how they've supported you on your journey. So the first is who has been your biggest ally, and then the second is who's been your most unexpected ally on this journey, and what have those people taught you about like the power of support?
So the biggest ally, definitely women.
Yeah.
Because so many brands, they try to market to women, but the head of the brand is not a woman.
Yeah.
So as women, we're constantly being sold to, I am Blume's customer, so I understand them. And often when, in the early days when I'd sample, they'd have no idea that I was the founder. And then when I'd tell them, oh, I'm the founder, they'd be like, oh my God, like, you know, there was that emotional connection. And I'd posted some reels of me that performed way better than, you know, any beautiful, expensive photography that I could have done. And I think women just love seeing women succeed. And I've had other female founders reach out to me. It's undeniable to say, to really describe how important women have been in supporting Blume. And unexpected allies would be founders of any gender. So that includes male founders as well. So you think that, there'd be some gatekeeping, but I think the best founders, the ones who are doing well, have been really willing to support someone. So that's where the whole like underdog thing comes in, where they were just like, oh, like I love what you're doing, and I want to see you succeed. And these aren't just founders in the food and beverage industry, like even like founders of, you know, like their own gym, like
Oh, cool.
like even outside industries, like they just like I think they've been through the thick of it and have been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they just want to do whatever they can to help. So yeah, I've been so appreciative of both those communities.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's the whole, you know, a rising tide really does lift all boats, and as long as you've got, you know, surrounded by people with that mindset, it's like you can't help but just all move up or forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. That's really cool. So can we expect to see Blume rolling out like in local gyms anytime soon?
I'd love to, but I think you need to get like distributors for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, certain distributors. But that is in the that should be in the horizon, you know.
Cool.
It's got to nail Woolies and then you know, go from there.
Yeah, and congratulations, by the way, on the Woolies rollout. That's massive.
Yeah.
A huge national retailer. I haven't actually been to a Woolies yet. I need to go and see Blume on the shelves.
Yeah, it's only $3 as well. Super accessible.
Easy.
Cost of living, you know.
Yeah. Accessible price, good for your gut. What more could people want?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you talked about just before, like, you know, power of community, the different allies that you've had along the journey. And we do love to see other women supporting women in particular. But, you know, any journey in any industry like isn't just smooth sailing, and there's setbacks along the way, including no's from people. So what did like your first no in your Blume journey teach you?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember my first no because there've been so many.
Or the one that maybe got you like the most.
One. Oh, yeah. There was, without saying too much to reveal who they are, there was this one person who was close enough to Woolies without working at Woolies. So they'd never worked at Woolies, but they said that this will never be accepted into Woolies.
No.
Yeah, this was back in 2022.
Okay, so like a year after launch.
Yeah. So I was pretty heartbroken by that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I even doing? At that same time, a prebiotic soda, no one even really knew what that was. So it's like, why would this? So it's almost like the no was the fact that you're doing something novel is why they're saying no. Because at that time, there was this whole like non-alcoholic wave where there were a ton of non-alcoholic gin and tonics, for example. And there was this whole bubble, and there were so many retailers taking on every single non-alcoholic gin and tonic that, you know, that was coming out.
Yeah.
And now there's been now they've had to cut back on the amount of brands that could succeed in that non-alcoholic space. I knew that bubble existed because I knew that there's not enough space for all of these brands. And that was during peak lockdown. And I just told myself, like, I would have gotten in if I was a non-alcoholic brand, but I wouldn't have wanted to have gotten a yes because it would have told me it was already too late.
Yeah, true.
And I want to be so early that people are like, this is insane.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what this is. I don't get it.
Yeah. If you don't get it, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Because when people do get it, I'm going to be doing well. So that was my thinking at the time
Yep.
and how I got through it. And I kept going on with this plant fiber mission because that was my core mission.
Yep.
It wasn't just make a drink that sells. It was make a drink with plant fiber to nourish the gut microbiome. In 2021, people weren't ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay because that's my mission. And I'm going to wait until people do see the value in what I'm doing. I'm not just going to do whatever will get me like an immediate yes. I'm going to do what I believe in.
I love that. It's very powerful.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a sip of the Blume now. Refreshing and delicious.
Thank you.
I pushed the mic away because I was like, I don't want, it's like ASMR.
Sorry, I might
soda.
have done that.
It's all right. It's part of the vibes. It's not easy, especially I think when you're starting out and building your own thing from scratch, to have that conviction just to go, nope, like this is my mission, and recognizing that, you know, a no from a retailer means that you're probably ahead of the curve, being a trendsetter. I guess that's a really important like part of that founder journey as well, right, is really being clear on your mission. And you had that personal connection as well with like your fibromyalgia diagnosis. I did have to Google how to pronounce it earlier today. I was like, I don't know how to pronounce fibromyalgia. So you had that personal connection as well. So really to be able to like stand true in your mission and be like, nah, we're doing this. We're going to keep at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Oh, thank you.
And now you're in Woolies, which is a massive milestone moment, and I imagine like one of your biggest, proudest moments with Blume. Aside from that, what's been another moment where you've gone, I cannot believe I pulled that off?
I think just getting into Harris Farm.
Yep.
So funny story about Harris Farm. So you know how I was just walking into my local cafe and my local grocery store, Maloney's, just asking them. My friend and I, we were like, oh, well, where's Harris Farm's headquarters? And it's like, you know, we don't know.
Where is it?
It's somewhere in Sydney.
Okay, cool.
And it was like their head office, not even a store. And we were just like waiting outside, and someone we were there for a meeting, so just let us in.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like, oh, can we speak to the buyers? I got the wrong buyer. My friend got the right buyer. But yeah, it was kind of like a break-in. Not really, but like we didn't have a meeting or anything.
That's crazy.
That didn't get me into Harris Farm.
Right.
But a few months later when I was at the trade show, the Harris Farm buyers stopped by day one.
Was it the same one that you met when you broke in?
No, for different categories.
Okay.
And then on day two, the one that I deal with for chilled beverages came over like he already knew about the brand.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, was it because of like Instagram, the break-in, or the buyers on day one? So I don't actually know. So yeah, it was just getting in, and at the time I didn't have any brokers. I didn't have any, sales people or anyone who could guide me over negotiation or anything. I was coming up with whatever on the fly from my commerce degree, just trying to remember like lectures, and yeah, to just see them on the shelf was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I was standing in front of a fridge for so long, this customer was like, what are you doing? Am I in your way? And I'm like, no, this is my brand. And she bought
buy some.
Yeah, she did. But she did buy them because I was like, again,
so cool. The connection.
Female customer, who was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'll support a woman.
That's cool.
This strange woman.
I think you need to share this Harris Farm break-in story more. That's a very fun story.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever shared it. Like,
I love that. So just tell everyone, If you want to get ahead in life, just break it.
Yeah, God, oh my God, Harris Farm might start charging me for security.
Well, the official story is the stockist, the buyer approached you.
Yeah.
Right? That's the official story. So I guess we'll stick with that. But I'm so glad you shared that. That's great. I cannot believe you pulled that off. Where do we go? Like, how do you top that? Like, where do we go to from there, Rachel? What's next? What's coming up next for Blume?
For Blume.
Yeah.
I have a few things in the pipeline.
Yeah.
That will be happening. I really wish I could share that. I was really hoping that I would be able to share it today, but the timelines just didn't work out that way. But I have other things coming up with Blume, and it will be happening earlier next year. It'll be an extension of the Blume brand.
Nice.
In a separate category.
So outside of like beverages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to grow Blume to be the premium better for you brand.
Yeah.
And I think being the customer is going to help enable me to do that most effectively. And I think this is all bootstrapped, and it's really stressful. I think because I'm bootstrapped, I'm like, I want to do this. Yeah, one of the perks.
So we'll have to keep an eye out on Blume's Instagram.
Yes.
I suppose,
Yes.
to wait and see what's coming next.
Yes.
Which I'm really looking forward to seeing and hearing more once you can actually share more. And yeah, that's really cool. Like kind of being bootstrapped, you are your own boss, which means like obviously, yes, there's the financial element in having to figure out the capital aspect to be able to launch new products. But it also means that when you want to launch a new product, you've got the freedom and the flexibility, right, to do that because you're not having to report to an investor or a board or anything like that.
Yeah.
Long term, like is your dream for Blume for it to be your company forever, and as you kind of said, like that kind of go-to brand that's like good for you and all kind of based around gut health? Or, this is a big question, but do you see yourself going down the route one day if the option came up, like another kind of prebiotic soda, and they were acquired by Pepsi last year, I think, or this year for like $2 billion, which is insane. But yeah, like in terms of future vision.
Yeah, so it's always kind of changing. Yeah, it's always changing depending on my mood, but sometimes when I'm like in the thick of it, I'm like, oh, please, I want to sell this. But then when it's like doing well, I'm like, no, I'm keeping on.
It's mine. I own all of it.
Yeah, all of it for me. I think it will depend on my life circumstance. So right now, that like maybe it will change if I ever decide to have kids. Yep. Like but for now, there are no plans to sell.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I get investors on board, I'll have to take into account what their needs are too.
Yeah.
And potentially sell this or sell most of it. But like I would have to make sure that whoever I sell it to would be committed to holding the standards and the values of Blume.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So staying true to the mission.
Yeah.
Regardless of who's kind of majority owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
But definitely your baby.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And you've recently also done a bit of a rebrand of the cans. So your branding has always been on point. Mm-hmm. Both the first iteration and now this rebrand as well. I really like it, and I kind of see it as like, so Blume is your baby, and now this version is like she's become a teenager, or like a young, like someone in her early 20s and like all grown up.
Yeah.
Very reflective of your journey as well, I suppose. Like starting out and now being a few years in and
definitely
launching into big retailers.
That was the goal.
I love it. Well, it's really come through with the branding.
Yeah.
One other thing that I wanted to ask you, which goes to your mission, is what do you wish or like want people to know and understand more about gut health and the importance of it, and why drinking products like Blume is really beneficial.
Yeah, so there's so much out there on gut health, and a lot of it is confusing. But the key to my mission for Blume is keep it simple and accessible.
And delicious.
Delicious. Yeah. And for me personally, have your kimchi and your kombuchas that are unpasteurized, and people have been consuming those for however many years. But there was something about putting in random strains of bacteria from supplements that personally I wasn't okay with doing. But one thing that's why I didn't want to put in random, and some companies will do that. They'll put in strains of bacteria into their drink and say it's probiotic. But one thing I wanted was I would never sell a drink that I wouldn't drink. And I knew that consuming plant fiber and different types of it were two really key things for myself, my own health. And that's what I wanted for Blume. And not enough Aussies get enough fiber in their diets, and they don't get enough types of fiber in their diets. And I wanted, again, to make it simple, accessible, and delicious. And your gut, there's so much, your gut affects so much. Everything from your immunity, your digestion, even your skin and your mental health. If I can make consuming fiber easier for Aussies in a way that's realistic and doesn't involve Nutra-bulleting 30 different super greens or whatever, then that's what, I'm going to create. And that's what was realistic for me with my own health journey in the US. And that's what I wanted to create in Australia.
Nice. So drink your Blume, consume your fiber, have a healthy gut, great skin, and a clear mind.
Yes.
What a win.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's really, really interesting to hear. As we kind of talked about at the start, there's a lot more emerging information and evidence about that kind of gut health, brain skin connection. And so just to hear a bit more about, that link, and particularly with Blume is just really interesting. And I drink Blume all the time, so
oh, great.
So healthy, just thriving.
Perfect. Your gut microbiome is thriving, I'm sure.
I bet it is. I need someone to do a scan. They'll be like, this is just the healthiest microbiome we've ever seen. And I've got one more thing.
Okay.
I just put my can down, but I want to play a little game, which Ali suggested yesterday. We should play games. So I've come up with this little game, which is basically stealing Ali's idea from yesterday, which is called Finish the Sentence. So I've got 4 sentences that I'll say. And I just want you to reply with the first thing that pops into your head. Honestly, the more unhinged, the better. So don't hold back. They're not crazy sentences. So
okay.
Don't panic. A female founder needs what to succeed?
Delulu energy. You need to be delusional.
Yeah. Female founder needs to be delusional to succeed. Rejection or failure is?
A blessing.
Nice. Something that you can absolutely attest to as well, having me fired. Being your own boss means?
Loneliness.
Oh.
But it's the life I chose.
Plus, Blume, it's all yours. You can be like Gollum. If you want to live the life of your dreams, you have to
truly believe that it's within your reach.
Nice. I like it. Manifest.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you
for
so much.
playing Finish the Sentence with me. So, Original Sin, we are all about successful women such as yourself sharing their tips and their knowledge and just bold bits of information that the Old Boys Club doesn't want us to share. So I would like to know, what is your original sin, which is the thing that they said was too much, too bold, or too risky, but you did it anyway, and it changed everything?
I guess the boldest, riskiest thing this sounds cliche, but just believing in yourself, because people are going to think you're like Delulu, but let them think that, because you didn't do anything that was novel or that you had conviction in, and just did what other people were like, no, that's how you should be. That's the mold you should fit in. Even if you face setbacks like getting fired, it could be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you say that getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to you?
100%.
I love that, turning pain into something so powerful.
Yeah.
And because you mentioned that they said that you weren't extroverted.
Yeah.
enough?
Yeah. That I didn't understand people.
Yeah.
enough.
Okay. But would you say, taking that risk, going all in on Blume has changed that aspect of you? Like, do you think you were somewhat introverted before and have become more extroverted? I know that when I met you, like, I would not have been like, this woman's really introverted.
Yeah, I guess I'm glad to hear that. But I would still say I'm more introverted than, well, not probably as introverted as in the past, but I don't think being an introvert means that you don't understand people. I think that's a huge misconception, but at least now I can prove people wrong, that introverts or people who aren't the most extroverted people can understand people and can be founders. And it's funny because that company I got fired from did have FMCG companies as clients. So it's like I got the last laugh.
I love that. That's a nice full circle moment.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so
for
much.
coming in and sharing your story, and especially that Harris Farm story, that breaking in. I'm never going to get over that. I love that. And just really cool to hear more about, why you started Blume and some of the challenges you've faced along the way, and just some of the cool people that have supported you on that journey.
Oh, thank you. Loved having this conversation with you too.
Yay.